Okay, good morning. Welcome back, scholars. This morning we're going to be looking at changing fractions to percent. Expressing a fraction as a percent. Right? So if you want to know how to change percentages to fractions, there's a video that was done on that, so you can check that video. Today we're doing the opposite, changing the fraction to the percent, or expressing it in the form of a percent. And all we need to do to achieve that is to multiply the fraction by 100, right? So in other words, we're saying this fraction, if we were to transfer it to a box, a square box that's cut up into 100 parts, how many parts would be equivalent, right? How many parts out of the 100 would be equivalent to this fraction? And remember now, you need to write your percentage sign at the end because you're expressing it as a percent. You're saying 1 over 2 is equal to what over 100? That's what you're saying. So you're really creating an equivalent fraction. You're saying 3/4 is equivalent to what out of 100, right? 1/3 is equivalent to what out of 100. That's what we're doing. We're expressing all different kinds of fractions and saying, suppose I were to put this fraction in terms of 100 small boxes. How many of those small boxes would be the same as expressing 1/3? That's what we're saying. We're making an equivalent fraction with 100 as the denominator. So, like I said, to achieve that, all we do is the original fraction that we're given, we're just going to multiply by 100, and the answer we're going to put a percent sign to say this out of 100, this percent is equivalent to the original fraction. So let's do that then. So a half as a percent, so that would be a half times 100. You can put it over 1, you don't absolutely must. Sometimes you like to just see it orderly, because we have a numerator and a denominator. We want to have a numerator and a denominator. The 1, however, in the denominator does not make a difference to the overall operation that we're doing. Dividing by 1 will give the same result. So if for the effects of aesthetics, you like to see how it looks, you can do that. For the rest of them, I don't think I'm going to be putting the 1. Okay? You can if you want to, or if your teacher requires you to put that 1 there to balance things off, then please do that. I'm not going to be putting the 1, but I'm just showing you this is how you would write it, right? You're multiplying by 100 or 100 over 1. And we know that 2 can reduce 100 because there are 2 50s in 100. Therefore, a half as a percentage is 50%. A half expressed as a percentage is 50%. A quarter, so that would be a quarter times 100. We know that 4 25s are in 100. These are things that I want my scholars to know. I want my scholars to know that there are 2 50s in 100, there are 4 25s in 100, there are 5 20s in 100, that kind of thing. There are 10 10s in 100. That kind of manipulation I want you to be able to do. So make sure you know those basic stuff, right? 4 goes into 125 times. So a quarter expressed as a percent is 25%. 3/4, so there are 4 25s in 100, and 3 times 25 gives 75. So 3/4 as a percent is 75, and remember to put your sign. This means 75 out of 100. So 3/4, if we were to express it in terms of 100 boxes, it will be 75 out of the 100 boxes. If we're just expressing it in terms of 4 equal boxes, it's 3 boxes out of the 4. So they are equivalent. That's what we're saying. 1/10, so that's 1 over 10 times 100. We know that there are 10 tens in 100. That much we must know. That much you must know. There are 10 tens in 100. 1 times 10 is 10. So 1/10 is the same as saying 10%. 1 box out of 10 boxes is the same as saying 10 boxes out of 100 equal boxes. That's what we're saying. 1/3, so that's 1 over 3 times 100. 3 can't go exactly into 100. But we can still divide it and put our remainder. So 3 goes into 10. 3 times remainder 1. 3 goes into that other 10. 3 times remainder 1. And we put that over the divisor. So 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. 2/3. So 2 times 100, that's 200 over 3, because nothing here can be reduced. So we have to multiply the numerators and put it back over the 3. 3 goes into 20, 6 times remainder 2. 3 goes into 20, 6 times remainder 2. Put it back over the divisor. 2/3 is 66 and 2/3%. These are common fractions also that you're going to see. So you should just know 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. 2/3, 66 and 2/3%. So you don't have to be working, you don't have to go and work them out all the time. These much you must know, right? And that's why I put them, so we can work them out and see how we derive them. From here, you should just be able to go and write them. Whenever you see these fractions, know that a half is 50%, know that a quarter is 25%, 3/4, 75%, 1/10, 10%, 1/3, 33 and 1/3%, 2/3, 66 and 2/3%. And the rest of these two are pretty common. You're going to see them all the time, right? So as mathematicians, we must be able to take shortcuts. Having done the work already and know how we derived it, we can then go forth and just go straight to the thing. We don't waste time as mathematicians. We do the rough work, but we get to a point where we derive a pattern and we derive a formula, and then we go straight to the formula. That's the sensible way to do it. Alright, so 2/5 times 100. We know that 5 goes into 100 20 times, and 2 times 20 is 40. So 2/5, 2 boxes out of 5 equal boxes is the same as saying 40 boxes out of 100 equal boxes. They are equivalent. 2/5 is 40%. 3/5, again, 5 goes into 100 20 times. 3 times 20 gives 60. 3/5 is the same as saying 60%. 4/5, so we're going to be dividing by 5, and we know that 5 goes into 100 20 times. So all we're left to do is multiply the 4 times the 20. 4/5 is 80%. 1/5 then, same pattern. 1/5, 5 goes into 120, and 1 times 20 is 20. 1/5 is 20%. Okay? 1/5, 20%. 2/5, 40%. 3/5 is 60%. 4/5, 80%. And 5/5 would be 5/5, 1 whole, 100%. So I look at the pattern: 20, 40, 60, 80, and 5/5 would be 100%, right? That's the beauty of math. That's the beauty of numbers, guys. Alright, so 7/10 multiplying by 100, we know that there are 10 tens in 100, and 7 times 10 is 70. 3/10, again, multiplying by 100 and reducing. There are 10 tens in 100 and 3 ones are, 3 tens are 30. So 3 tenths is the same as saying 30 hundredths. 3 boxes out of 10 equal boxes is the same as saying 30 boxes out of 100 equal boxes. 3 tenths is equivalent to 30 hundredths. 11/20, multiplying this by 100, cancel our zeros, 2 into 10, 5, or we could just have gone and said 20 goes into 100 5 times, and now we multiply the numerators. 11 times 5, that's 55. So 11/20 is 55%. If you have 20 things and you give away 11 of them, you have given away 55%. And how much percent do you have left? You would have 100, subtract 55, you would have 45% left as a percent. In actual things, how many actual things do we have left? 20, take away the 11, you would have 9 things left. Okay? Alright, 6/10, multiplying that by 100, there are 10 tens in 100, 6 times 10, 60. 60%. So 6/10 then is equivalent to 3/5. Do you see that? We get the same 60%. 3/5 and 6/10 are the same. They're equivalent to 60%. 16/20. There are 5 20s in 100. 16 times 5, 5 6 is 30, 5 ones 5 and 3 8, so that's 80%. So 16 parts out of 20 parts is the same as saying 80 parts out of 100 parts. They are equivalent. If you lose 80% of your earnings or your toys or your whatever, you have 20% remaining, 20% less left, because you take the 80 from the 100. So if you have 20 things and you lose 16 things, you have 4 things left. So that 4/20 that's left then is the same as saying 20% left. So there are many ways we can manipulate percentages, fractions, and we're going to be doing that in the series of problem solving. So there will be a series of videos just on problem solving in all the topics, in decimals, percentage, fractions. Look out for those videos where we learn how to manipulate, twist and turn and go back and forth and see to get the result that we need. Alright, so 13/25, we're multiplying by 100. We know that there are 4 25s in 100. This much you should know. By now you should know there are 4 25s in 100. And then 13 times 4, 4 3s 12, 4 1s 4 and 1 5, that's 52%. Alright, so we have 2 to go. 8/25, multiplying by 100. Again, 4 groups of 25, and 8 fours are 32. So that's 32%. Finally, 36/50, 36 out of 50. What is equivalent? If I have 36 boxes out of 50 equal boxes, what would be the same if I had 100 boxes? How many boxes would equal out, would be equivalent, right? Or if I have 36 out of 50 and you have 100 things, how many things out of the 100 would you need to have to have the same proportion as I have? So we're multiplying by 100, and we know that there are 2 50s in 100. So we can cross through the 50. We don't need to, I mean we can We can cancel the zeros and then we can say 5 into 10. But that's for babies, right, guys? We know that there are two 50s in 100. We can't just go straight and cancel that. You should be able to do that, right? And then 36 times 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 3s are 6, and 1 7. So that is 72%. So we're saying if I have 50 boxes and there are 36, if there are 50 boxes and I have 36 out of the 50, you over there, you're working with 100 boxes, you would need to have 72 out of that 100 for us to be balanced, for us to have the equivalent amounts. Okay, that's what we're saying. 36 out of 50 is equivalent to 72 out of 100, 72%. Right, so those are the steps to recap, to express a fraction as a percentage. Simply multiply the fraction by 100. And remember to put your percent sign to indicate that you're really saying this is 50 out of 100. We're saying you're going to need 50 out of 100 parts to have an equivalent of a half. You're going to need 25 out of 100 to be equivalent to a quarter. So don't forget your sign. If you just put 25, it's wrong. If you just put that a quarter is equal to 25, a quarter is not 25. A quarter of what? A quarter and 25 are two different amounts. This is vastly bigger than this. Vastly bigger than this. But if we put the sign, the percent sign, then now they are the same. 25 out of 100 parts is the same as saying 1 out of 4 parts. Get it? So don't leave out your sign. You're expressing it as a percentage, so you must have your percentage sign. And that's the wrap. So guys, if you were helped by this video, just comment and say thank you, miss. If you want to do the reverse, changing percentages to fractions, just go look up the video that was done on that. So you know we do everything. We do this to that and that to this. We twist it and turn it and we do everything. Just go and look and you'll see the video on that. And share the video with your friends. Share the video with your classmates. Share with your siblings, whether your older siblings, your younger siblings. Everybody needs to know fraction. This will take you straight up to college maths. You're not always going to have your calculator to back out and do, and you still need to know, to use up your mental faculties, use up your mental arithmetic, your brain power. Every now and again, put the calculator aside and work it out by yourself. Give your brain something to do. Remember, when it comes to the body, if you don't use it, you lose it. So don't be too heavily reliant on the calculator, the machine, the computer, the this, the that. Every now and again, and more often than not, get your paper and work it out, or try to work it out here, even without the paper and the pencil. Alright guys? If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, now would be an excellent time for you to do that. Just click subscribe. You can also click the bell so that you'll know whenever new videos are posted. And if there are any topics that we have not done yet, if you check the catalog and you're not seeing that topic, just drop a line in the comments and let me know, and I'll certainly do that video for you. Take care, my scholars, my beautiful mathematicians. I will see you in the next video.